Welcome to Snoring Dog Studios Metal-O-Maniacs, where we have a special edition of the show for you. And for special editions, I like to bring in special people. And of course, I mean that with love, you guys. I don't mean that in the old school way. I mean that in the good way.
Retarded?
But welcome to the show, guys, man, where we're going to do this year's version of the Metal Tag 2023 20 questions. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Not bad, buddy. How are you?
Fantastic, man. Fantastic. And super thrilled to be joined by you guys. And everybody out there knows, because you've both been on our show several times. I've hung out with you on yours as well. Nick, John, I almost called you Nick.
I'm not Nick.
It happens. He's older and grayer and more decrepit, but it's all right.
People think he's my brother. I've had more than a few people ask me, is that guy your brother? He looks like you.
Huh.
Doesn't look like your brother.
But I've hung out with you on your show, and you've come on mine, and my motherfucking man Tim has been on our show. So, but for those who do not know, let's introduce ourselves, gentlemen.
I love these guys.
Well, I'm John, known as Jammin John from the mid-range famed YouTube show Thralls of Metal. Yeah, and I'm here to talk metal questions. But yeah, Thralls of Metal, if you haven't seen it, YouTube, go subscribe to Thralls of Metal. Come join the family. Talk all things metal. Metal, metal, metal. That's Thralls of Metal.
Tastes like metal.
Reviews, box openings, fucking rankings, all kinds of shit. You guys have a blast. Literally my favorite thing to do on YouTube. And I got my own fucking channel.
That's a strong endorsement.
Okay.
Right, you got your own fucking channel.
And then, of course, my brother Tim. Welcome back to the show, man. I'm so glad to catch up with you, man. I've been meaning to do this for a while.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Chris. I'm glad I'm actually back, because we were talking at the end of our last recording, and you were saying I'm gonna have you back, and I was like, oh, I would love to, but we'll see if that actually happens. And fuck yeah, man, I'm happy to be here, and I'll have to sub Thralls of Metal. I'm at the end of the day, like, I don't like to watch anything too crazy, television or movies, because I'm usually looking at the screen all day editing or whatever. So I usually spend most of my nights either reading, listening to music, or on YouTube. So I'll have to sub John.
Always looking for a good time.
Tim Connery. I'm a film producer, video producer. I directed, wrote, produced Death to Metal, which is you can buy on Blu-ray now, which has some special features. You can get it on Tubi for free with ads, Amazon, PlayStation, all that shit. And
Showtime.
furthermore, Eastern Iowa, that's kind of my home base. Been in some bands throughout the years. I'm not currently in any bands, but did some mini tours and stuff way back in the day in the late aughts and early tens. So
we may not have been the brightest or the best band in the world, but we certainly had a lot of fun out there on the road, didn't we?
Fuck yeah,
Nice.
dude. And we met through your creation of Death to Metal. It made it to an upcoming different special that we're working on here at Metal-O-Mania. We're working on our countdown of metal-themed movies, our countdown of greats. In fact, Necrotic Nick from Thralls of Metal joined me for that. DJ Anubis from Metal Tavern Radio joined me for that. It's in production. We've been working on it for a while, but it's going to be great when we air it.
What the fuck is taking so long?
Hint, Tim's movie may just very well be on there, so keep your eyes peeled for that thing.
hopefully.
Or no more with Angel for a week.
Thanks for coming back, Tim. I appreciate it, buddy. Well,
Thanks,
you know,
yeah,
and last
thanks,
time you came on, one of the things we talked very specifically about Death to Metal. We talked we failed to really cover your musical roots, as it were. So I definitely made a point of wanting to come back and actually just talk music with you, and that's what we're going to do today. Get a little bit into y'all's backgrounds, man. And for that, I like that we kind of have various backgrounds amongst the three of us. doing this question thing would suck if we all had the same fucking answers. I'd be very surprised if we have any of the same. So that'll be cool.
So we're all dog faces. We're all very, very different.
Before we get into the questions, let's give a little musical background, man. John, what are your roots made out of? What's your metal DNA made out of, man?
Oh, let's see. So I started jamming metal around like 14, 15 years old. Machine Head, Pantera, Vision of Disorder, Biohazard. Crowbar, Coal Chamber.
Fuck yeah, buddy.
Kind of got into the new metal thing for a minute, and then right about the time that Necrophagist came out. Is when I really started getting into extreme metal, and now it's all over the map. Morbid Angel and Suffocation and Immolation and Napalm Death, and I mean, man, all over the map now, but cut in the early days of like just plain old American heavy metal.
All the hard stuff came later.
You said you got into it in 14, 15. You know, I've been accused of getting into metal into the 1400s and the 1500s, but that's...
How fucking old are you?
Give me a little bit about your background there, Mr. Tim.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, I've kind of padded the questions with some of this info, so I'm not going to get too specific, but...
No, there's much more to come, Curly.
Dig it.
I'm trying to think of like the first like metal record I ever really got into. The first extreme metal record I ever got into is in the mix here. And the first band that I was ever, because I was never a musician in the sense that I played an instrument. I was the vocalist, played around with that in a new metal band called Lacrimos that we just played like 2 shows at like a local festival back in the day. And then had a little more success with my high school band as a vocalist, which was like a straight up Black Dahlia Murder ripoff. Even doing like the lows and highs. And then that segued into a band called Nether Void, which was the project that I was involved with the most. And that was throughout college. We have 2 records on Spotify, and you can get CDs. They were going to do this big like comprehensive like cassette tape release, but I think I never handled any of the business side things with it. I was always the guitarist, Adam Luxatich, and we have like stage names and stuff, so when you like look up, you know, the members of that, you'll never see my actual name. My name is Barrett, but since we're inactive, I don't care. But that was just like theatrical, like black metal, like just real riff oriented and fast and some atmospheric elements. And I was just up there screaming my lungs out we did a handful of like mini tours where we did like 5-6 dates throughout like 2008 all the way up to 2012. So that's kind of my band background.
I'm presently in the process of getting my resume typed up over at Kinko's.
I just kind of once I got more serious about making films and my business, which actually does like commercials and corporate videos and stuff, which feeds my narrative films like Depth to Metal. Once I got serious about that, I had to kind of hang my cap up with you know, touring and that kind of stuff, right. Because you just, you know, got to sow some roots if you're going to run a business. Got to be around.
Tim, I'm on a sales call.
People who watch the show already know my background. I'm a thrash guy generally. I'm old, so I came through the Bay Area thrash thing, and that's my roots. I'm mostly a thrashy, deathy guy. And on top of that, I'm a fan of you motherfuckers, both of you motherfuckers, very much.
They're actually pretty good dudes once you get to know them, yeah.
Oh, man, thank you.
Which is why you're here. It's why you're here for this, man. I love you fucking guys. Yeah, you know. I haven't watched a bunch of people's answers on it specifically because I didn't want it to feed into mine. And then, you know, so I'm looking forward to doing this with you guys so that I can finally go online and watch everybody else answer their questions. So there we go. And I'm going to get yours live time, and I'm going to share mine with you. So let's go ahead and kick into the 2023 version of the Metal Tag 20 questions.
All right, here we go.
Starting with number 1, which is a false start album. An album that you struggled with at first, but you have grown to like. Talk to me, Johnny.
All right. So I had to think about this for a long time. What did I first hear that I didn't like? And it's probably a surprise seeing as how it's one of my number 1 albums for this band in their discography was Mastodon's "Crack the Sky."
Nice. Okay.
When I first heard "Crack the Sky," it was coming off of Blood Mountain. I was still a big Leviathan fan, a fan of some of their heavier works. And when I heard Oblivion kick in, I thought, they're fucking singing.
What the fuck?
Why? And I remember telling my girlfriend at the time, are they selling out? What's happening? Why are they singing?
What the fuck is happening?
But then, of course, the more I got into that record, I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. But I remember when I first heard it, I didn't like it.
I don't care for it, frankly.
Which I know, again, is weird because now it's one of my favorites. But yeah, I didn't like it the first time I heard it.
Wow. Okay. Nice. I get it, actually. It is a change for them,
Mm-hmm.
It's funny now in the rear view, it's less of a change because it's more in keeping with what they, kind of continue to do, I guess,
Sure.
now.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was like, whoa. Yeah.
At the time, I was like, what are you guys doing? Hold on. Why are we singing? Hold on.
Right.
But yeah, makes sense.
Some of the best musicians in the game, for sure, though. Good
100%.
But very, very talented musicians.
All right. Yeah. Mastodon. Okay. All right. What you got, Tim?
This is relevant because they just released an album last Friday. The band Catatonia.
Shut down my mind. It's the heart bringing out fear. Uncover the skies and show me the blood.
And it's kind of every album of theirs that is released. I'm a huge fan of the band, and I have been for like going back to like the first time I got my hands on Brave Murder Day here, which was I think their only record with Michael Ackerfeld at vocals, which is fantastic. It's the last record they have harsh vocals. But like once I became a fan of theirs, like, getting into like Viva Emptiness, like it just like I was like, this fucking sucks when I first listened to it.
This is not going to work. This is garbage.
I have a buddy of mine who's kind of the same way about them. Like a year after these records get released, because I've been following them again for like, over a decade now, then it clicks. And I suspect it's because it takes like a certain mood and a vibe, like especially like fall weather and stuff for me to like really get into their music. And so Catatonia, for whatever reason, it's always a grower, and their latest record is totally fucking boring to me. So I'm looking forward to like
Boring as shit.
Yeah, I don't know. And everyone's saying it's like another masterpiece, and I just it's just City Burials is the same way. Came out in 2020, and I was like, this is boring the hell out of me. And then fast forward like 7 months later, and I was like, oh my god, Neon Epitaph is like my favorite track they've ever done.
Replaced by the shadow of the sun. I hold you in my arms, and it's further.
It's their whole discography. I don't get it, but I love that band, and I'm looking forward to liking the new album in September, October.
I really loved the new album. I thought it was great. I thought City Burials was kind of lackluster. For them.
Yeah, okay.
I really did enjoy the new record.
That's
it's not Night is the New Day or The Great Cold Distance, but it's a fucking killer record.
It's pretty kick-ass.
Yeah.
I need to give it a couple more spins, but again, I'm just like clockwork, so it's probably gonna take a few months.
if past this prologue, yeah, you're just a few months away from loving it. So
I'm gonna hit you up in October and be like, yo.
Have you changed your mind?
Yeah, I'll be able to like list off like my top 5 tracks of the new album, So
I knew you couldn't resist my shit.
Just to preface my list a little bit as we get into it, I've creating the show all the time. You create a weekly, pretty often show as well. Shit, you guys are on like 3 fucking times a week. I don't know how you do it.
A lot of drugs. Trust me.
But
it's Nick.
that dude's a crazy production machine.
Yes.
But I have found that my list tends to be very recent. You'll find that a lot of the albums I'm going to talk about tonight are kind of recent releases because they're what I've been going through and looking through to get the shows ready. So it's the fresh stuff, I guess, that's on my mind as I went through the questions. But But to get to the answer to question one, a grower, I'm gonna go with the Sick, the Dying, and the Dead. Actually, the new Megadeth release, man.
The sick, the dying, and the dead.
I did, and maybe still think that the lyrics are pretty shitty on this album. To be honest, there's a lot of lyrics where I find myself thinking, "Whoa, that's pretty stupid."
That was fucking dumb.
Cue the Mission to Mars clip right now, even.
A rocket ride on a bucking bronc at 17,000 miles an hour. It's only 7 months to Mars. You will take a light year or 2 or 3, and I wanna be an astronaut.
But like, I want to be an astronaut. I don't know, man. At first I was like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is this?
But I will say it has grown on me. And now I find that there are songs specifically like Night Stalkers and the title track and We'll Be Back even are on several playlists of mine that I have in various parts of the house that I go to do shit. So it has crept up on me. And honestly, I really like the album now quite a bit. I play it fairly often. But at first I was kind of like, man, these lyrics are straight dog shit.
Yeah, the lyrics for that album were dumb.
Pretty fucking stupid, huh?
They're pretty dumb, man.
The music is killer, but god damn it.
I mean, metal, you can get away with having lackluster lyrics. Like sometimes it's just a vibe. I mean, Catatonia is a pretty good example of that too. Sometimes their lyrics are straight cringe, but it's like, it makes me feel type of way. So
Makes me feel good up here.
I do remember, funnily enough, when we were young, there was always the two camps. There was the Metallica camp, there was the Megadeth camp. And for a majority of my life, I was firmly entrenched in Metallica camp. I won't lie to anybody. I was always the Metallica guy. Metallica rules! But man, as an adult, Megadeth wins that one hands down. Would we agree?
It's no contest.
Megadeth won, is what I'm saying. But anyway, all right, let's move on.
Yeah, next question.
Question number 2. Name an album with war theme or lyrics, with a lyrics or theme about war.
I thought we were naming a song. I misread that completely.
Give me what you got.
Let me look at the album.
The entire thrash genre is covered in a lot of war. Any nuclear assault album.
Literally.
But no,
that's easy. Okay. It's a song off of Wraith's album Wraith, the self-titled album, Dogs of War. Yep.
I'm such a huge fan of that band, sir.
Yep. Soldiers are growling like dogs that are howling. I mean, it's a 2-minute and 30-second song, but I mean, you don't get a whole lot much more war than that. Yeah, I love those guys too. We met them in Indianapolis last year at the Heavy as Hell tour.
They're pretty cool guys, except when they drink and do crystal meth.
Fuck yeah. I was fortunate enough to have them on the show as our guests, and I believe Jason actually is coming back on soon. So we'll be talking about that and his other projects. So that's going to be fun. I'm a really big fan of those guys, man. Jason and all those guys. Great dudes.
Yep.
They are cool cats.
Wraith, if you're not already on that Metal-O-Maniacs, pick it up and support badassery. What do you got, Tim? What about you? What's your war-themed release?
I'll have to listen to that race. I have not.
It's fantastic, man. Blackened elements of thrashy deathness. It's great stuff.
Yep.
The only thing I regret about choosing this as like my favorite genre is like there's literally not enough hours in the day to listen to all the amazing releases every year.
I get it.
Like I just like and I think I'm gonna bring it up later. I just like discovered an album from last year, like 2 weeks ago, that I was like, how the hell did this like slip off my radar? Because it's so good.
How did I miss those, baby?
I want to bring something up before I continue. Is I wanted to make sure that I had a physical copy of everything that I bring up and I'm almost there. There's a couple of things that I don't have, but in order to do this, I had to dust off this big bin that I have in my basement that is full of my old CDs. I literally haven't opened since the Death to Metal shoot. And in the Death to Metal shoot, a lot of them were used as like props and stuff, because I was like, whatever, CDs, no one's going to want these, do whatever. So we like decorated the lead actor's room. A lot of those scenes got cut anyways, but anywho, so they're kind of just thrown in this big tote. I collected CDs like crazy when I was in high school. And
Me too.
This guy's a collector.
I haven't anymore, but it seems like there's like a resurgence of it. One of these actually I looked up on eBay because I was like, oh, this isn't even streaming. And it's like in good condition, like goes for a lot of money. But anywho.
Okay, so that's the backstory there.
Before I chose this album, I originally had 3 Inches of Blood's Advance and Vanquish as this, but I couldn't find the copy of it. I love that band. I wish they were still making music. We opened for them a couple of times in Iowa City at Gabe's Oasis. So instead I went with just a modern classic in Behemoth's Demigod. That song is just gets you like so hype and just like you want to just put your fist through a door. Incredible album. It's still to this day my favorite Behemoth album. I know a lot of people are super in love with The Satanist, and that's a fantastic record. I love their new record, but got to go with Behemoth's Demigod. Great album. It's so mean and fast and angry compared to the more atmospheric of elements of like the newer Behemoth. It's just not fucking around. Like there's no ounce of fat on it. It just hits you and hits you and hits you.
It would be a good compatriot in a tank ride.
I'm sorry. Did somebody just say a tank?
Yeah. So anybody who's listening to this whenever this drops, like if you haven't listened to it in a while, and it was missing from streaming for like a good number of years. I know it's on there now.
Yeah, it's a beast of a fucking record. I gotta
Great choices, man. And again, mine is a very recent one. I'm gonna go with actually. Well, and funny about this answer for me, I was reading the questions, my very first read through of the questions when I printed them up, as I was working on what will be one of the shows we're releasing. I don't even know when it's going to be in the timeline of this special we're doing, but this band opened up a show we just did. Man, I'm going to go with a Russian crossover band, actually, and they are called Combat Shock. They got a brand new debut full-length release. It's called Everything Goes Wrong. It's fucking war from start to finish. It's in the vein of good old like DRI and SOD type of shit.
Nice.
Insanity Alert, some stuff like this. You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of the crossover punk infused stuff. This album just kind of bowled me over, man. These dudes, Russian crossover metal, man. Say what you want about Russia. They got a great metal scene going on over there these days, for sure. Of all types, from black metal to shit. They even got like a hair metal revival happening right now. So.
Why not give hair metal another shot?
Well, they're pretty pissed off country.
Yeah, right.
So,
as my dad always said, if your brain works, you're probably pissed off.
Too fucking true.
All right, well, there you go. There's our war-related questions. So let's go to number 3. And this was a super tough one, I thought. This one might have been the toughest question for me on the board, but
it's a tough question.
Johnny, what do you got for most influential metal musician to you over the last 10 years?
So before I start this one, I'm also going to make an addendum.
Well, maybe a little background might be in order.
When I moved into this house, I didn't have room for my CDs up here because I'm only renting a room with another guy on the channel. So I didn't have room for my CDs. So all my CDs are in storage where they've been for the last year. And so I own physical copies of many things.
I'm going to edit in art for this shit anyway.
Right, but they're not here. So so that's where I'm at.
No worries.
All right, so most influential musician, at least in the last 10 years for me, as a drummer myself, Blake Richardson from Between the Buried and Me. The way that guy plays his kit and attacks it, he plays, just everything. And he's all over the map, and everything's done so flawlessly, and that's just been a great thing for my own playing over the last decade, style-wise. Although I haven't been in any projects recently, kind of like what you were talking about, Tim. With once you get heavy into something, you kind of got to hang some things up to get a business rolling. Thralls has taken a lot of our time, so while the band takes a back seat, I still play all the time, and that guy is a fucking drummer. So.
Looks like a machine back there.
Yeah.
He is a complete badass.
Yeah, it's I can't like both you guys talking about YouTube channel stuff. By the way, I tried to do a YouTube channel back in 2014 called Drunk Nostalgia, where we reviewed things while drinking. It was kind of at the height of what was the bacon
truck in San Francisco. If we're a perfect world, I would get the liquor truck too, but it's not. So there's not really much else to discuss upon the matter. We're gonna take all those delicious bacon items on the menu, and we're gonna add more bacon. Because that's how we do it at Epic Mealtime Player. We take something smart and add more bacon to it.
There it is, Epic Mealtime.
Yeah. Right. And we were trying to release an episode a week, and I was like, fuck this. This is a full-time job. Like, I can't do this.
I don't know, man. That sounds like a lot of work.
I mad respect for you guys curating YouTube channel and keeping it going. So I read this question as the most influential metal musician in my life.
In my entire life.
And so I'm going with a vocalist. Again, I already kind of spilled the beans on it. If it's used, it's when I heard this record, we were trying to get a more extreme metal band going. I was a junior in high school. I linked up with a guitarist who I knew he played, but he was like on the football team, and I was kind of one of the metal degenerates and shit.
These are my people right here.
He was a fucking killer guitarist, and he was like, "Hey, have you heard this record by the Black Dahlia Murder?" And I hadn't, and I was like, "Who's this guy like recommending this shit to me?"
Who the fuck is this guy?
I picked it up at the local CD place, and it just blew my mind. Like a lot of people, when they first heard this record, you immediately assume that there was two vocalists. Shades of like At the Gates, but like even a little more like melodic. The lyrics, it just kind of fused a lot of things that I already liked about metal, but I found it was all conveniently packaged in one place, like the brutal gore lyrics, everything. And because of this record, we formed Seppuku, which was our high school band. And I mean, you think about like the movie Death to Metal that I made, it wouldn't have been made without my time in Seppuku, playing in local bars and that kind of stuff. Like there's a lot of scenes that were like straight ripped from something.
What seems to be the problem, guys?
Look, usually we would never ask for this, but we can't find Vinny. He left like a half hour ago. We don't know where he is.
Well, find him.
Come on, man. We've looked all over the neighborhood. We can't find him. Just give us a little more time.
You're supposed to be on the 14th. I give you your chance at the biggest metal show all year, and this is how you're gonna thank me?
Just give us the second slot, and we'll get all this figured out, all right?
Fine, but I'm cutting your door take in half.
That's what we gotta do.
And I'll give to you guys what I took from them. Happy?
Fuck yeah.
We'll take it.
All right, that I can deal with.
Good. Now get your shit and get on the stage.
All right.
Guys, we're gonna find this fucking asshole. Go back outside.
Super influential on my film career, my music career. R.I.P. Trevor, obviously. And it's crazy because like literally like a month after Trevor passed away, Jamison, the guy that recommended this record, also passed away from complications from diabetes. So I remember that one of the last conversations I had with him was about Trevor's passing. And it's, you know, on a more uplifting note, it's great to see that they're back.
Yeah.
And it's the old guitarist doing the vocals now. I forget his name. Is it
Brian?
Josh? Brian.
Yeah.
It's from the reviews I've seen so far from like that first show. It sounds like he's holding the torch pretty good. So it's cool that they're not just defunct and, you know, one of the original members can carry the torch. So I'm excited to see what Brian can do on the mic.
You'll have to learn to live in a very strange new world.
One of the last times I saw Black Dahlia Murder, Brian was doing some deeper registered growls anyway, so it it makes sense. I'm curious to see how it goes.
It is time now to write the next chapter.
Big shoes to fill. I mean,
sure.
obviously, like,
yeah,
I think there's probably so many modern vocalists that are specifically like, you know, like Trevor was the first time I heard anything like that. I didn't know that you could have that kind of range in, you know, metal vocals.
Yeah.
It was just groundbreaking. And I know a lot of people think of Nocturnal as their breakout record, and it kind of is, but for me, Unhallowed always will be that record for me. It's just, it's perfect.
They have no
song,
bad records in my opinion. So
the song Thy Cosmic Horror.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I still listen to Verminous, so yeah, I did fucking rest in peace, Trevor, brother. That was a huge loss.
I can't talk too much about Black Dahlia Murder because we're gonna rank here soon, so
cool.
I gotta kind of just shut my mouth.
I got it. I will look forward to that, sir. Let me know.
Me too. That'll be a tough discography to rank. That's absolutely right.
They don't have a bad album.
I totally agree.
Yeah. So.
Well then, dear, you've got something to look forward to, then, haven't you?
We've lost some great ones, and you can't help but think about that. You know what I mean? And it settles on your mind, and losing them does. I'm going to go with Riley Gale, man, for a couple of reasons. And one, I thought that our show, although we're certainly not the biggest show in the history of YouTube metal for sure, but it was definitely put on the map by Riley doing our show way back in the beginning. He was like on our 20th episode when we were nothing. And I really appreciated that at the time. I thought it was a real statement on the guy that he was to come do this stupid show with these idiot morons that didn't even know what we were doing at the time.
Oh, thank you.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Very kind of you. What a sweetheart.
But further than that, on a personal level, you know, and I do, you know, metal musician to you, so I did want to look at it on a personal level first. But beyond just a personal level, I attribute bands like Power Trip with bringing back this resurgence we're enjoying right now, man. You can't deny that metal's having a second life. And I very much attribute that to, we did the new metal thing. We did the Degent thing where everybody played 4-hour solos for 2 days straight, you know. And I really think it was that wave of that, you know, the release of like Nightmare Logic is one of the highlights of it to me, that brought back solid songwriting, solid riff creating, solid stomp you in the face, fucking let's bring fucking one solo, a nice solo in a song, you know, and let's bring a structured package of metal and punch people in the face with it. And I believe that recipe is the exact formula that has brought our return about.
That's the stuff right there. Reminds me of the old days.
When I think back, like I said earlier, I'm a big thrash cat from back in the day, man. I think of albums like, you know, Ride the Lightning and Peace Sells. Those are hollowed albums for many of us that I definitely put Nightmare Logic on that level for the last decade. You know what I mean? So I have to go, and I'm going to go with Riley, man. I'm going to go with good old rest in peace, Riley Gale, man. We miss you, brother, because you're a bad motherfucker. I still listen to that album at least once a week since it came out.
All the fucking time, okay?
Question number 4. A band still on your must-see list. And I would imagine your must-see list is shrinking these days, Johnny. Every time I see you, you're at a show.
It really is.
Yeah,
especially since starting Thralls.
I'm getting a new knee just to go see more shows. That's the reason.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, man, pretty much ever since Nick and I started hanging out religiously, it's been 13, 14 years now.
We've been friends a long time now.
I can't tell you how many shows I've been to. That list is definitely shrinking.
Like your dick?
There's way less bands on the I need to see than there are on the I've already seen.
I love that. That's a beautiful thing, man.
But one, the fucking Bloodbath. I have not seen Bloodbath yet, and I just saw that they're going to be on MDF 2024. So if I don't see them before then,
then you'll see them with
me
me
this time.
If you don't see them before then, you'll see them with me then. That'll be amazing.
We were all going to go together.
Yeah. They were supposed to be on MDF 2022, and they couldn't get in the country. So I'm hoping they can get in the country this time because I have to see Bloodbath. There's no ands ifs about that at all. Like, I just have to.
And whether any of you or anyone else knows it, I know I need this.
Fucking, I have to see Bloodbath because they've been such a big, huge, influential, thing to me in death metal. And I mean, you don't get heavier than Bloodbath.
Heavy as a stone.
I just have to see it.
I hope to see it with you, my friend.
And I hope and pray that if they do play, they play No God Before Me off the new record because that song rules. Yep, there you go.
I knew I picked the right fucking guys for this shit, you guys. So, all right, Tim, who's on your must-see list, brother?
All right, and I assume you guys have probably seen them. They just escaped me.
My tough luck, I guess, or bad timing, huh?
And they're one of my favorites. And this is my favorite record. So, I've not seen Pig Destroyer. Yeah, I've not seen them live. I don't know how it's happened.
I haven't either. Don't feel bad.
That's our buddy Blake.
Okay,
man.
I don't feel bad. I thought for sure you guys.
Nope, that's on the list too. So
Blake is a brother of ours, a friend of the show. He lives near me. Even, man, that's a good dude. I consider him a friend. So big fan of that.
Have you seen him live then, Chris?
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And several times, and will several again, given an opportunity.
I beg you, come to the theater and see for yourself.
There was a clip like I saw on like the early YouTube days of the vocalist. His mic like shit out on him, and he just continued the show just screaming just into the ether, right? And you could still fucking hear him somehow.
That's pretty fucking impressive, right?
Crazy, but so I need to see him. So hopefully,
fuck yeah, man.
I've met Adam Jarvis like a couple times.
Okay, hell yeah, man.
I mean,
come fucking over on the East Coast and catch a fucking Pig Destroyer show with me, man. We'll go hang out with Blake afterwards.
I need to. And I love their fucking beer too. That triple or quadruple fucking IPA that they made with, is it Three Floyds? Yeah, can't have too many of those. It's good shit.
It was really strong shit.
Blake is a badass, and you guys are badasses. All right, well, shit, my list, I honestly, I thought of just a couple I'm going to mention real quick, and we'll go to question 4. But literally, these are bands I've bought tickets for in the last year, and then ended up for various reasons not making it.
It's inexcusable, really. I know that now.
How fucked up is that? But I haven't seen Morbid Cross. My buddies Zach and the dudes out of Pennsylvania. I love Ungodly Infestation. I think it's a ridiculous release. They played in my backyard. I bought a ticket for it, got sick, didn't make it. Enforced. I haven't seen Enforced yet. I bought a ticket for Enforced. I was supposed to go see Enforced another time. I was going to buy a ticket at the door. Ended up not making it to either one.
Wait, weren't you at MDF with us the day they played?
No, I was there for a day, but not that day. Remember, I was there for Atheist, and I could only put in one day for Maryland Death Fest, and I wanted to see Atheist, and I wanted to see Monstrosity, and
I just saw Enforced.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, I know you guys have seen him a couple times, I think. I have failed to see Enforced, and Skeletal Remains is a big one for me too. I bought a ticket to see Skeletal Remains and then got sick and didn't make it to that one. So.
Those guys are something else. And I love those dudes greatly. I'm friends with all those guys. They're wonderful people. But seeing them live, woo,
dude, I love it. All 3 of those bands I bought tickets for. All 3 of those bands have been guests on my show, and all 3 of those bands I have still failed to see live. So that's.
And I'm sorry I'm such a fucking failure.
That's on me, brother. That's on me. All right. Question number 5. When you are absent coffee and Viagra, what is an album that energizes you? I may have paraphrased that question a little bit.
That's not what it says.
Retro Gore by Aborted.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, first of all,
anything by Aborted.
Yeah, pretty much listening to anything by Aborted, but Retro Gore has been my go-to over the years, bit by bit. Man, I could turn on Aborted out of a dead sleep and immediately be dressed and showered and ready for the day.
Well, that was fast.
Don't listen to it in the car.
Or else you're getting a speeding ticket.
Yeah, speeding ticket and road rage and all sorts of shit. But I mean, if Aborted doesn't fucking wake you up, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. You need to be aborted.
For real.
Yep.
If we only had a coat hanger, right?
Yep.
Amazing answer. I'm such a huge Aborted fan, man. That was a big land for us when we had Stefano on the show, from Aborted and Hideous Divinity. In fact, 2 bands that I just can't get enough of, man.
So there's another picture. This was with Stefano, and
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
So he came up to us. We went to go see Hideous Divinity in Detroit, and he came up to us and he was like, "Aren't you guys the Thralls of Metal?" And that was the first time we got recognized fucking anywhere.
That's
and it was
awesome.
By Stefano from Aborted, and we were like,
We've made it. This is the big time.
We're not. Yeah. So that's what kind of started.
What an awesome dude too, man. Good
Thralls
shit.
started getting bigger, yeah.
Pleasure's all mine, dude. Just hit me up and beers on me.
All right, Tim, what you got, my friend? What puts the fucking lead in your pencil, sir?
You have a boner?
Okay, so I'm choosing a metalcore classic.
Classic.
And I have an anecdote here. The first time I was ever on stage, I did a cover of one of the tracks on here, My Last Serenade.
When it's on your head, your destination is a choice. Within yourself, will you rise? Or become
It's the most. I did the most off-key rendition of the fucking chorus, like I think anybody has ever done. It was awful, and it was in front of like a bunch of just like families. It was like this, like it was called the Butte Fest. It was like an arts festival. Like we shouldn't have been there. It was like a battle of the bands. It's you know, I did like a Hatebreed cover. I love Kill Switch. It's a guilty pleasure if you even need to call it that, just because like Howard and Jesse are just such amazing. They can just write choruses that just like, I don't know, I just sing along like, and it just gets me going. My new kitten, he was shitting in the basement everywhere, unbeknownst to us. It was like a crime scene when we discovered it. It's like a limestone basement. Get it to the Kill Switch thing. And this was back in October. And I spent like three nights during the week, like 4 hours each, just like revisiting all their discography and just letting it play through while I was cleaning it up and figuring out a strategy to get him to stop shitting in the basement. And it just reinvigorated my love for them. And I was like, it's like another band like Black Dahlia Murder, where they just have like this big discography. And to me, it all hits.
How do you spell fired up? F you!
So I love Kill Switch. I love their choruses. It's great sing-songy shit. I still have a sweet spot for metalcore.
That's my shit. I'm more about the fundamentals.
No less than Stefano himself, funnily enough. How it's weird how conversations create themselves somehow. But I asked Stefano of Aborted about a guilty pleasure, and his answer to that is there's no such thing, man. If I like it, fuck you.
Eat my fuck.
You know?
Sure.
So,
That's fair. Yep. I agree.
Well, my energy-filled album, I'm going to go with, man. Like, if I can't get to the Dunkin' Donuts and I need to put on something to fucking really fill the void and get me going. In fact, I listened to it today knowing I was going to talk to you motherfuckers, and I had to bring my A game. Is Fear Sick, man, from Inhuman Condition, the Inhuman Condition release from this year. I fucking listened to that shit over and over again. It's 40 minutes of just killer shit. I find that by song 2, I've already told everyone, I only have 1.5 legs right now.
You crippled piece of shit.
But by song 2, I'm fucking high stomping through the fucking living room and shit, you know, like. I still listen to their previous release. They've only got 2 albums out right now, and both of them are just fucking silly. Fear Sick and Rat God.
Hailing from a deranged dimension, worse than dreams any man has thought. What's left a rearranged mutation? All that was shall be nevermore.
This last one came out this last year right before my birthday, honestly, and Scully got it for me for my birthday. I was lucky enough to have Jeremy, actually, who's not only in Inhuman Condition, but also in Venom Inc., on our show when this came out, man. And what a cool fucking dude. What an amazing interview. So get into, you know, he even gets into that interview why they left Massacre and how the whole Inhuman Condition thing came about, how Terry ended up being in the band. And I can't get enough of both of those albums, man. If you need some energy, throw you on some Inhuman Condition and fucking move the fucking furniture out of the living room, baby.
He's absolutely supercharged with power.
Yep. We just saw them in Deicide. That was a killer fucking show. And we met Terry,
who was a pupil of mine until he turned to evil.
I'm worried a little. Answer 6, me and John are going to have the same answer for, but we'll see. Johnny, what's a big freeze? Name a Snow or Ice album, cover, song, lyric, etc.
I mean, it's probably going to be the same as yours, fucking Frozen Souls, Crypt of Ice. And we just had Chad Green on our show, so.
Yeah, I had Chad on too, yeah.
Yep. That album, man. And I'm so hyped for the next one. Chad's got us super hyped for the next record, but god damn it. Frozen Soul isn't still one of my favorite fucking bands and albums over the last couple years. I mean, Crypt of Ice, Encased in Ice. Ice. Like it is outside right now. Frozen.
Yeah, like put that album on and watch the 82 version of The Thing.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Man, that record whoops ass.
It's so badass.
Whoops ass.
Who would have thought a Fort Worth, Texas band would be fucking frozen, centered, fucking crazy badass remix? You know, I've heard them called Ice Thrower. Is what a buddy of mine calls them, Ice Thrower.
Ice Thrower, yeah. We called them a few things when we reviewed the album, but yeah. Yep, Ice Thrower would be
Bolt Thrower Love done right, baby. I love it.
Yep.
Amazing fucking band. Chad's a badass, by the way.
Yep.
Chad is gonna tap that ass with his penis.
Well, Tim, you give me your answer, and then we'll just skip mine because we just covered mine as well.
Which would be kind of redundant, anyway.
So this record there's not like necessarily like ice like references. They're from Finland.
It's already cold.
Spine Farm Records. They haven't came out with a record since 2005. You can find this on streaming. You can find a good copy of it on YouTube. That's front to back. I feel like I always listen to it when the first snow hits, first big blizzard. And coincidentally enough, a lot of the tracks, if you look them up individually on YouTube, there's like, it's just like a picture of fucking snow or like a dead bird in snow. But it's Rapture's Songs for the Withering. It's just depressing Finnish doom. There's a clean and growl vocals that kind of switch. Like there'll be a song that's very like current Catatonia and then like an old Catatonia kind of feel. These guys are obviously inspired by Catatonia. This is a 2002 record. In this condition, it wouldn't go for it, but like on eBay, I was going for like $100 a CD, which is nuts. I think it's a function of, or a symptom of the fact that you can't get it on streaming or whatever. But anywho, these guys ripped. It's a shame that they haven't come out with another record.
I would buy it.
Just front to back, this thing is just puts you in the mood to just get snowed in. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, it's another avalanche.
So
get snowed in, maybe cry.
It's funny.
Maybe cry, yeah. Maybe drink a little bit. I don't fucking know. It's just, and like there's some catchy fucking riffs in there too. Check it out if you guys haven't. You have to be in the right kind of mindset though, which is probably why it slaps so hard when it's blizzarding or snowing out for the first time.
You read it, how a buddy of ours here in the studio read it. See, a friend of ours told me I was being too literal choosing fucking Frozen Soul, man. He was like, no, dude, you're supposed to pick something where you want to like walk off in the snowy woods and open a vein and end that shit. Something cold and frozen like that.
Yeah. A lot of black metal that would scratch that itch. Like
it is scratched.
Honorable mention, I will mention Ice Howl. How about that? I still think that Crack the Earth song from them is fucking really badass. I listen to that pretty often.
All right, next question.
A song title with royal ties. This one took me a minute. I was like, royal ties? What the fuck? Like, something I banged the queen to? Like what?
I think the queen will have something to say about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you got? What'd you come up with?
So when I saw this question too, I was like, what the fuck? Like, who did somebody in a band play? Were they royalty? And I couldn't fucking figure it out. So then I messaged Nick like 2 hours ago. I was like, hey man, I'm stuck on this question.
Nick, my boy.
And like when I Googled it, it was like, oh, you mean royalties? And I was like, no.
Tell me what the fuck I mean.
He told me what he did, so I'm just gonna fall in line. King James from Buckethead.
I like it. That'll work.
Well, there may not be lyrics. It's keep Buckethead is king. So
hey, we're metalheads. We're loose on the rules. It has a connection to royalty. I will allow it.
Oh, that is good. I will allow it.
Of course you'll allow it.
Yep. and I really like that song anyway.
Buckethead.
And he's got 179 albums, so why not pick something out of there?
Great choice. Go.
I actually had a problem. I was like trying to decide between two records because my brain went a lot of different places. The record I omitted was Annihilation of the Wicked because of Lash to the Slave Stick, because you got to assume if there's slaves, there's
Sure.
someone that's ruling the slaves. But I ended up going with a simpler answer and went with Hate Eternal's epic I Monarch.
I love that album.
Obviously, it's so good. Title track, it just fucking rips.
I initially went with, I guess, the song Rat King, because it says it could be a song, right? It's a song. So I chose Rat King from the Warfict Spectre of Devastation. I've always liked the idea of a Rat King anyway, so that song I think is pretty badass. That one came to mind, and then Shadow of Death's Crucify the King is another one. Because that's some just down-tuned, thrashy, badass out of Mexico. I think that EP they put out this year called Lords of Apostocracy, if I'm saying that right, is just a killer fucking release, and both said king.
The royal penis is clean, your highness.
Pick up both of those albums, man. I think that Warfict album, the riffs on that last Warfict album, it's been a little over a year ago now, I believe, but man, that is just a riff machine. Love it so much. Question number 8. A predominantly green album cover.
Again, I wish I had my CDs here. Took me a second to figure that out. Fractal Generator, Macrocosmos.
There you
go. Wonderful fucking dissonant heavy tech death. That album whoops ass.
Awesome. Great choice. And there you go. Look, see, people are looking at it right now. They're saying, fuck yeah, that's green.
Yep, it is. In fact, the whole album cover is green. So
that's a lot of fucking green.
Yeah.
Everything's so fucking green.
I'm writing down all this stuff that I haven't heard of that's from you guys. You guys are going to give me some new stuff to listen to. Okay, so.
New music, experimental stuff.
Their whole discography is green, right? It was really obvious to me. So it just came down to choosing an album. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Were you going to go Overkill?
I think it might be Overkill.
No, every cover that they've ever done, I'm pretty sure is green.
I didn't know there was this much green in the whole galaxy.
I'm choosing. I got a couple of them right here. I'm choosing World Coming Down.
God damn it. Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Yep, I'm an idiot too. I should have known. Should have known.
Slow, Deep, and Hard's also green. Dead Again's green.
I'm stupid. I should have known.
No, it's okay. World Coming Down, for whatever reason, is my favorite Typo album. It's just so fucking depressing. I love it. Me and a really good buddy of mine, we love just jamming this record and just drinking to it, busting out the bourbon, and just singing along. It's such a good album. I love it so much.
I fucking love it.
That was our Halloween special a couple of years ago. Was we ranked Typo?
Yeah,
So,
another discography that'd be really tough to rank.
Oh, man, I don't even want to talk about it, dude. I hate ranking discographies.
That's probably why it's gets views. It's such a conflict oriented debate. Everyone's got their opinion.
Right. Everybody wants to give you shit on yours and tell you why theirs is better.
You're wrong, man. You know that?
I get called out at shows, fucking shows from our random fans. Can't believe you ranked where you ranked, blah, blah, blah.
Well, come on next week. We'll rank porn stars together. They can give a shit over that one.
Not only do I eat meat, but I am now a porno star.
My Green album, and honestly, I just grabbed from a stack in the other room when I was writing the questions down earlier. And the first Green one I came to was Chemicide from Costa Rica's got a brand new release. It's called Common Sense.
Now, let's talk some common sense.
It's green, it's cool, like money or alien pussy.
Maybe you're not right in the head.
There you go.
Chemicide, man. That's our buddy Frankie, another guy that I've been fortunate enough to have on the show. If you're a fan of really good thrashy badassery, pick up Common Sense, man. Great album.
Can't you listen to Common Sense?
So,
nice.
Number 9, an album released 2021 that you bought and then went throughout the entire year of 2022 without listening to it.
I didn't know that it was that either, because I definitely did listen to it in 2022, but I bought it in 2021, and I haven't listened to it for all of 2023. But we've only been in 2023 for a minute. So.
Yeah, but all right.
Kind of fucked up the question.
That's not the question, Johnny.
Besserus. Homo homini. God damn it, I can't remember.
I'm glad you're saying it, not me.
Homo homini Brutus. And speaking of vocals and death metal, you can say whatever you want. They actually don't even say anything. It's all grunts. And it sounds like he's saying something, but it's all just like caveman.
It's like the cigaros of metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. So got it in 2021. Haven't listened to it in all of 2023. I misread that question.
Man, I knew you were a stoner.
No,
I listened to it a couple times in 2022, but obviously not as much. So whatever, I fucked up.
See, now what we have here is a failure to communicate.
I love you still, man. We have no rules. We live to break rules.
Good. Well, then consider that rule broken.
Fuck yeah.
There are no rules.
All right, Tim, you fucked that all up. So
I fucked it up too because I just wrote nothing. Anytime I buy something, like especially now when I've been getting into vinyl, like there's no way I'm not gonna fucking listen to it.
He's trying to tell you there is no answer.
That just doesn't happen. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know what to say. There's a lot of things I haven't had the time to listen to on streaming that I haven't decided if I want to buy yet.
I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about it.
Yeah, I just don't. That's just not how I operate.
Me either.
I used to operate that way. Like you'd see fucking sick cover art, and you just pick up a bunch of CDs at the CD store, and maybe you just forget about something. And like even going through my tub downstairs, there was a one that still had the cellophane on, and I'm like, why the fuck did I not open this? Did someone give it to me?
Yeah,
at a show or something.
Right?
Where the fuck did that come from?
I listen to everything all the time. Especially if it was an album I really, really liked coming out of a year prior, chances are it's 100% still on my playlist.
Right. Look, I listen to a lot of music.
Well, I don't think either one of you fucked up the question. Then you just answered it honestly. You listened. There is no answer. There is no 2021 release that you bought and didn't listen to. There's nothing wrong with that.
No wrong answers.
This one was easy for me. I was at a Halloween thing at a CD place locally where they were selling, it was like a Halloween CD sale type of thing in 2021 for Halloween. And I picked up Existence is Futile, Cradle of Filth release because people had been telling me, I like some of the early stuff. not a lot since, really, you know, and especially over the last few years. I don't even consider myself a fan anymore, to be honest.
Man, they're bad.
They're really, really
It's
bad.
crazy.
But a lot of people were telling me that this release was harkened back to the early stuff. It was very leaned into the deathy angle of it all. And I have not found that to be true, to be honest with you. Dusk and Her Embrace was okay, maybe, but I think this band has gotten so far up their own asses. I bought it at that thing. I think I gave it a solid listen. So I will listen to everything I buy at least once. I gave it a start to finish listen. I put it on the shelf, and I don't think I picked it up since. So, Cradle of Filth,
just awful, terrible.
They just don't.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah,
no, it's this. That's 3 strikes here. I've never got into Cradle of Filth, but I could never. The vocals were I just couldn't do it. I don't know. Danny's vocals are they hurt my ears.
Yeah, right.
You know.
I'll listen to Pig vocals, but fuck that guy.
Fuck that dude. Now, moving on.
Best of 2022, old or new. This is such a ridiculously insane tough question. I thought 2022 was an amazing year for metal. So
I more went with one of the best purchases of 2022. A record that I didn't think I was gonna find. It's got kind of a backstory with it. And this isn't opened either, only because I jam it on Spotify all the time, so figure why the fuck open it.
Untouched? Unopened? Like a bud?
It's funny we mention Skeletal Remains, because this has Pierce and Bryan from Skeletal Remains in it. Enigmatu with Deconsecrate. Crazy, crazy death metal album. Dude, both the drum work and the guitar work on here are just fucking insane. The riffs a mile a minute. The drum work is nuts. Very much like prog, like Cynic meets like Morbid Angel. It's weird. When I first met Pierce, we met on Instagram after I reviewed this album, and he was like, "Oh, thanks, man." And so when Skeletal Remains came to Detroit the following winter, he was like, "Hey, I only have 3 of these CDs left. I'm going to bring you one, right?"
He brought it.
But then when Pierce and I met, we ended up smoking together, and both of us got so fucked up that we forgot about it. And he actually got on stage and played a set with Skeletal Remains and said he was so stoned he didn't know what was going on.
God, I'm way too stoned for this.
Of course, I didn't grab the CD from him, and he was like, "Fuck, man, well, I don't know when we're going to repress." So when we went to MDF last year, we were in that Soundgarden Records in Baltimore there, and I was searching through, and I was like, "Dude, here's a fucking copy of Enigmatu, fucking done, bought, purchased."
Yes, I fucking got it.
Yes! Yeah,
awesome, nice land.
One of the few CDs I actually have here is that one.
Nice.
Yeah, I got to meet him at Maryland Death Fest. Actually, I met with you. I met him.
Yeah.
When I was
Yeah.
That shit was crazy fun, man.
Yeah, so I already plugged this the first time, and I think I'm pretty sure I thought about it. That wasn't last summer, so it was my favorite record of 2022, and that's how I read the question. It's also my favorite vinyl.
I know what's coming. Bring it to me.
I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, it's White Ward's False Light.
Dude.
It's so fucking good. You know, atmospheric black metal that's just punishing and bleak, and it's, you know, timely too, because these guys are from the Ukraine. Everything about this release too, I'd open it up if we had more time and show you everything, but you should just get it for yourself. The photography by I think his name is Luc de Chazir. He's from the Pacific Northwest. He's got some amazing photography in here that they use for the booklet. That's just like sitting down and flipping through the photos that they have in here and listening to the album. It's just a complete experience that you just don't get through streaming anymore, that I just love about vinyl. Even if you don't like black metal, this record is such a fucking surprise. I love the saxophone. It's perfect too.
Yep.
It doesn't command too much of itself. It's just another instrument. It's great. So
Dude, that record is top notch.
Yeah,
top fucking notch.
Good shit.
Anyone I've recommended it to that they've given it a shot, they fell in love with it. So I can't say enough good things about that album. I think it's probably going to be their masterpiece, even though I like their previous records a lot.
I was gonna say the record before it's really good too.
Yeah,
I don't remember the title off the top of my head, but
Love Exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got into that specifically on your recommendation the last time we talked, so I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. It's now a solid piece of my collection.
I loved it. I mean, I have this on. I listen to this all the time. Really?
So it's a great record.
Yes. Yeah.
I also read it as a 2022 release, and again, you know,
whatever works is the deal.
and I super struggled with that because I mean, every week we come out and play what I believe to be highlight stuff of the year every single week on the show.
That's what we do here.
We'll give a little love to Australia for this one. I'm going to go with As Flesh Decays. Their release, Dead City Cathedral. I fucking play it every single fucking day. I have all their shit, actually. I can't recommend that band enough. They are just death metal goodness. Just pummeling, man. I find that release to just pummel me from start to finish, and that's what I go for. That's my meat and potatoes type of shit.
It's so fucking good I can taste it in my spit.
For a thrash metal release, if anyone overlooked that Tymo release, man, the Art of a Maniac, I believe they're out of Canada if I'm not mistaken, but that's a crazy kick-ass fucking thrash metal album. I'm surprised how many thrash metal fans I talk to and talk about that record and they're not aware of it. So for you thrash fans out there, if you slept on that one, The Art of a Maniac. So my death metal suggestion is As Flesh Decays, Dead City Cathedral. My thrash metal suggestion, Tymo, The Art of a Maniac. I had to give you two, you know.
Nice.
Double your pleasure, double your fun with double good, double mint gum.
I appreciate you hanging out with us on our YouTube channel, and we'll talk more details about you hanging out with us on our OnlyFans channel later. We'll get into those details.
Let's get naked and smoke.
Cool. So, all right, well, let's move on to question number 11, shall we? Which is a new band or an album that you discovered in the year 2020. Something that you landed in your face in 2020 and just bowled you the fuck over is how I'm reading this one. So, what do you think, Johnny John?
Hold on. It said in 2020. I thought it said in
2022. 2022.
All right, good. You're
right.
killing me here. I'm like,
you're right.
Fuck, man, you're killing me here.
Sorry.
Well, Tim mentioned him. I'm probably going to mention him again, dude. Fucking White Ward. White Ward's False Light. Oh, my God. That record blew my mind. Then it blows my mind now. The perfect mix of black metal and atmosphere and death metal and that sexy saxophone.
I'm like, I love that shit. That's sexy.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, like, you got like the LA Noir type of vibe from it at times. And I rated that record almost a 5 when we reviewed it. And I still feel that way. And I still fucking love that album.
Fucking love it.
Wow, that album getting a lot of love from the panel tonight. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Tim turned me on to it when we spoke last, so I gotta say, hats off to you for that. So.
Someone told us to review it. Someone was ranting and raving about it for, you know, when we were getting to that time period, and they were like, "You got to check out this record," and we listened to it, and whew.
I was blown away by the size of it. It was massive and just eerie.
The only reason I stumbled across it is I like Bluetooth Nord on Facebook, and I love their music too, obviously. And they posted about it, and I saw the cover art, which was super striking, and I was like, like kind of like one of those, flipping through CDs back in the day and you just buy something based on the cover art. They posted, I was like, well, they've got great taste. That cover art rules. Like, let me click this. So glad I did.
Yeah.
Obviously, that White Ward record was my favorite album of last year, but the second to last week of like right when Christmas was popping off, and I was like doing my shopping and stuff, I put this album on because I actually don't have it yet. I need to get it on vinyl, so it's one of the few that I don't have physically here. But I put it on, and I was just jamming that motherfucking record. Spirit World's Death Western, so good.
You
so
motherfucker!
Good.
That's going to be a part of my next question. I have them as a part of my 12, but go ahead, please give me your love,
dude. It's just the right blend of death metal, hardcore, just thrash. Like it's perfect, and it's straight to the fucking point. The lyrics are amazing. I can't wait for them to release. Make a windbreaker. I want Death Western on a windbreaker. But no, it's amazing. I like dropped my top 10 albums like I think the on social media like the week before. Top 10 records of 2022, and it was before I listened to this, and I would have gave the top 3 a run for its money because it's great.
Phenomenal.
Agreed.
I'll hold my comments in reserve for retouching upon them in a bit, but yeah, phenomenal.
I had to buy that thing.
Mine was a band that we were, again, lucky enough to have on the show. Obviously, when I like something, the first thing I do is try to reach out to those cats and try to get them to talk to me. So it's no accident that we've talked to a lot of the people that are also on my list. It's definitely by design.
Remember, there's a method to my madness.
That Nicolas Cage Fighter album that came out this year, man, The Bones That Grew From Pain. Again, Australia. I'm giving a lot of Australian love out tonight. That fucking As Flesh Decays is from there.
It's a lot like the French Kiss, except down under.
Very much like the Spirit World. It's got that perfect blend of kind of death meets thrash meets hardcore meets, you know what I mean? It's a fun album. It's a brutal album. It's fucking, I can't get enough of that album. I listen to it over and over and over again.
It's really awesome, except it's freakishly addictive.
It's definitely one of those albums I play it, and I find that when it's over, it's on the last song, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Just hit it again. Let's just do it again. Let's go. You know.
Rewind it and play it again. Play it again.
Nicolas Cage Fighter. Plus, honestly, and for those who are new to our show maybe out there, I implore you, get in there and to the archives and check out our interview with them. That same week we had on Morbid Cross, and me and Alex from Morbid Cross talked Nicolas Cage movies all night, man, and I'm really happy with how I think the conversations are hilarious, how it ended up. So, well, on topic, man, what's your favorite Nicolas Cage movie ever?
The benevolent God will not ask such things of men!
I think I gotta go Mandy.
It's a pretty solid one.
It's acid, cocaine fueled axe murder revenge. What more do you want in life?
Too badassery, yeah. And he shreds that role, by the way.
So what you want? It's crazy evil.
If you missed that episode, please do check it out. It was a lot of fun.
Domain also allows full access to our encyclopedia archives.
All right, let's go to question 12, which was an album that was sold to you by one song. You heard one song and you were like, fuck me in my face. I must own this album.
My face. Blew part of it away.
I didn't want to do twice in a row, but it was White Ward again, dude. The Leviathan. That hearing that first track, dude, it was just over. I was like, this is fucking amazing.
In terms of lyrical craftsmanship, sheer songwriting, this album hits a new peak of professionalism.
I have to buy this right now.
Right now.
Seriously, we got done reviewing that album, and I went online and I bought the record because, man.
But I couldn't wait for it.
I mean, you sold me. And like I said, I hate to do two of the same band back to back, but that did it.
Hey, the truth is the motherfucking truth.
I fucking love White Ward.
I'm gonna go listen to that whole album again after we're done talking, just start to finish.
I mean, I could also say the same for Spirit World. Have you seen them yet, Tim?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, dude, go see them. They put on the best live show.
Dude, it was fucking amazing.
I feel like I want to see him in like Vegas or some shit like that, you know? Like, let's go out to the fucking desert.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Sin City. Blood in the gutters.
Since we're talking about Spirit World still and some more, I heard Relic of Damnation. I had never heard Spirit World. I heard Relic of Damnation. I was fucking like, holy shit. I was blown away by that song.
I can't tell if it was real or not, but there's a darkness in this world. And ever since, it's like I got 1 foot in the grave. 1 foot in the grave. The Relic of Damnation.
I immediately bought it that fucking minute, though, man. Like, dude, I don't even care what the rest of the album sounds like. It's worth it for this song, even if the rest of it sucks, which it doesn't. I listen to that shit over and over and over again.
Can't get enough of the stuff.
So much replay value.
Yeah.
Yep.
Such a great album, man. So that's my actual answer to question 12, too, is the Death Western, you know. So we do have a little more similarities than I expected coming in.
They're all different, but cut from the same cloth.
We like good music. I mean, that, you know, there you go.
Yeah. Hey, sue me for my good fucking taste, baby. You know what I mean?
Well, they have good taste.
Tim, what album sold you on one song this year?
So it was back when they released their second LP. I heard a buddy, the same buddy who recommends a lot of new stuff to me.
Sounds like a good friend.
He sent me a YouTube link to Involuntary Doppelganger. I have their new record, obviously Archspire's new record, which is just as fucking amazing as that second LP, Unrelentless Mutation. It's such fucking good, clean tech death. Obviously, I'm drawn to good vocalists, and Ali, I believe his name is just like in another fucking league.
The Terminator. Blow him away, Ollie.
I don't understand how he can do what he does. I've seen videos of him trying to explain it, and I just don't understand how someone can literally do death metal vocals as fast. And I know it has a lot to do with the way he separates syllables and certain words that he chooses and stuff. And it's just I love when vocalists, especially death metal vocalists, like bring just like such art and nuance to their craft. And you can tell that he's just so passionate about. There might be other bands that do it this way. Obviously, I was a huge Necrophagus fan when they first. I'm glad I got to see them live. And man, it's just Archspire is just in. They've just taken what works or what worked for Necrophagus and just elevated it. I think that's the thing is you kind of talked about a resurgence in great metal. Is just so many young bucks that are out there that took what they love from some of these older records that came out in the early aughts, late aughts, and just improved upon it.
Some next level shit.
Yeah, and built on it. And here's a great example. And yeah, our Archfire fucking rips. I haven't seen them live yet. I really need to.
It's definitely on my bucket list.
It's unreal to see it live. You think it's something to hear it on an album? It's unreal. He's like the fucking Twista of
I know.
Of
Busta Rhymes.
You know, when
wanna test me, boy, cause I pop ya. When I'm in a spot, you know you can't leave, and I spit every word to.
Yeah, yeah. And their drummer, dude, Spencer, how do you, I don't even, it's unfathomable to me to play that fast for that long and that precise and fucking, and he doesn't look like he's doing it. He's up there just smiling,
just killing it.
He's a machine.
All right, let's move on to question number 13 then. Your most anticipated album of 2023.
I mean, it's kind of hard to whittle that down. There's a lot of sweet shit.
Tough question.
There's a lot of sweet shit coming out in 2023. I have to say, Cattle Decap's new one, especially coming off of Death Atlas. Like, all right. And I saw him play one song live. We saw him with Obituary here recently, and Carcass.
The song is called We Eat Our Young.
That was a sweet show. But yeah, I'm stoked to see where they're going. It sounds like from what Travis Ryan's been talking about that it's going to be another ground-breaking record for them. So I'm super excited for that.
I dig the art.
Can't fucking wait.
If I can make an honorable mention, it would be the Full of Hell and Primitive Man split. Stoked on that too.
Okay, me too. Me too, actually. Yes, sir.
That cover art for the new, I mean, every cover art that they drop is always fucking amazing. But it sucks that it got
leaked.
I actually have
that is
a copy of
up,
Humanure right here, which this is classic.
Yep.
It does suck that got leaked, man. That's fucked up. That shit irritates.
Right? Why would you do that? Because clearly, someone that has access to that stuff is a fan. Why, as a fan, would you fuck an album rollout like up? Like I just don't. I don't understand why someone would do that.
And even furthermore, to get leaked art, you probably are pretty close to the band too, because that shit's not leaked in
right. That's not in everybody's hands,
like,
right? I mean,
you gotta be like
what a cock.
What a piece of shit.
The new Ashen that just came out, we had that record fucking 2.5 months before it was released, and we didn't say shit. Nothing.
Yeah,
right, I've had album art and songs for 2.5 months, and like you don't pull that. So somebody probably close to the band leaked it, which is even more fucked up.
Dude, we have been
for internet points, like for internet clout, like
why? For what possible reason?
We have been very lucky.
I mean, what's the fucking point? Like, what does internet clout mean anyway? I don't.
Yeah,
it's not real.
Several bands have sent us their releases before they came out so that we could check them out. I would literally open a vein before I would abuse that fucking
that privilege, right?
That privilege, right? Exactly.
I love having that privilege. We get new stuff all the time too, and like, thank you. Fucking awesome.
Right,
thank you for giving me time with this album.
I would never want you to have even a second of regret that you shared that with me, man. That's crazy,
right, exactly. I like having that open avenue. So somebody fucked up. Fuck that guy.
What a douche.
You listening? Your mother sucks fucking big fucking elephant dicks. You got that?
Yep.
What a dick. And on that note, Tim.
Yeah. All right. My most anticipated of 2023 is the new Nails record that supposedly coming out this year, from what everyone's saying.
If the rumors are true,
I'm really big into working out and shit, and I listen to a lot of fucking Nails because they just.
Yeah.
You talk about a band that gets you energized.
Yeah, let's fucking rage.
Fucking, just pummeling your eardrums front to back, and I love them.
I love them.
Yeah, I just.
Is there a date on that? Do you know?
No. They made like a really cryptic social media post that kind of confirmed, that it was coming out this year. So there's been a lot of chatter, but there's no details yet. So I hope.
I sure fucking hope so.
I hope that's why I'm trying to will it into existence by wearing my windbreaker.
Yep. Yeah.
Make it so.
That's one of the 3 loudest shows I've ever been to in my life.
I believe it.
One was Pantera, one was Motorhead, and one was nails. And I tell you what, after seeing nails, my ears rang for 3 fucking days, dude.
Yeah.
Damn it, I'm deaf.
You got to bring the earplugs, you know,
Yeah.
the real nice ones.
Yep.
Otherwise, tonight's city.
Scully yells at me when I don't wear earplugs these days. Let me tell you, but
I didn't start wearing them until MDF 2019 when we saw Outer Heaven.
We've actually seen reports on that stuff. You should wear earplugs.
Otratume. When we saw Otratume, it was so loud it was making me dizzy, and I was like, "All right,
Shit, I'm deaf.
it's time for earplugs."
It can be.
I mean, I already have tinnitus, which tells me I've done, you know, hearing damage. And I've said, you know, when people ask you the question, would you rather lose your eyesight or your hearing? I say unequivocally, I would rather lose my eyesight because even though I make films, music is so important to me.
Music is my life.
It's what I do when I'm not, you know, doing the video shit. It just brings me so much joy, and I can't imagine not being able to hear. I can imagine not being able to see, you know.
Right, turn off a light, right.
Well, turn on the light.
Yeah. So earplugs there's nothing lame about it. Tinnitus fucking
I used to think it was lame as
does.
shit, man, until literally we had guest after guest after guest that came in for a while. Like, dude, shut the fuck up with that. Do 5 minutes of research and you'll wear earplugs.
And they was right.
You have tinnitus. It fucking blows. I hate it every minute.
When we go out to dinner and the waitress and shit talks to us, I look at Scully so she can tell me what's being said. I can't hear it. So.
What did she just say?
Huh? What?
Exactly.
What? I don't want crab cakes.
Yeah,
Sir,
right.
that's McDonald's. You said crab cakes.
I said rare steaks.
He's half deaf, bitch.
You touched on Obituary, and since that's actually out now, I'm not going to mention that one because it's out. I wanted to stick to albums that have a release date, honestly, because like you were saying, honestly, I'm afraid to jinx shit. You know, we went to Maryland Death Fest, and Atheist is teasing that there's a new album coming out this year, and I want that to be the case.
I need that shit like water.
Yes.
I checked just today. I don't see a date yet. So until I see a date, I'm not going to, you know, clench my fingers to it. But if an Atheist album comes out this year, that would be my answer probably. But
That remains to be seen.
considering there's no date on it, I'm going to go with a new Anger Rot, man. The new Anger Rot. The Profound Recreant comes out this spring. We've had them on the show several times now, man. I'm a huge fan of those guys personally as well. But, dude, the 2020, their Divine Apostate release is just ridiculous. Steak and potatoes, punch you in the face death metal. I listen to it literally over and over and over and over and over again still. So I can't wait for the new one, the Profound Recreant. I cannot wait for this fucking Anger Rot release. I promise you it'll be stellar. And dude, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but they've already started to release some of the guests. Sammy Dewey is going to be a guest on this. Andy LaRoe is going to be there on that thing. You know, they got quite a few cool guest appearances from cool musicians that are going to be on this new album. So very much looking forward to it.
Cool.
I am looking forward to it.
With great anticipation.
With great anticipation.
All right, those are the 13s. We're 13 inches into this thing. I mean,
Okay, you're thinking with your dick.
Yeah. Question number 14 is the 23rd album on your shelf.
Much like I said, I don't have 23 albums here because all my CDs are in storage, and I feel fucking guilty for that. So what I do have in the other room is hundreds and hundreds of band shirts since I'm a merch collector. So I'm going to go in there and pick out the 23rd shirt, and I'll be right back.
I love it. I love it. You do that. Tim's going to tell me his number 23 while you grab it, sir.
Good.
Well, I was going to do something similar.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Well, you go grab something, and I'm going to tell my 23, unless you got it right there.
What do you think? Top shelf, bottom shelf, or middle shelf? And it's probably going to not be metal. That's how exciting this could be.
Hey, I like it. Yeah, I like that it's random. This is good. This is good. Let's go third shelf down. Go down right there. Yep. 23rd from your left.
Yeah. That one. That one.
So this is not metal, because I love a lot of different genres. This is actually from Iowa. It's a folk singer, William Elliott Whitmore. This is from a trilogy he made back in the early aughts. This is 2005, I want to say. Recorded at the same studio that we actually recorded the Nethervoid records, Flat Black Studios in Iowa City. This is Luke Tweedy is the engineer's name. This is Luke's cousin, Will Whitmore. He's got, like I said, a trilogy of folk records in the early 2000s that are amazing front to back. He got signed to Anti and has since put out a number of records. I'm not as into them as I was into these. You'll find a lot of metalheads at his shows because some of the themes and stuff that he kind of bakes into his lyrics and concepts are dark, on the darker side. So Will Whitmore, if you like dark folk, that kind of thing, there's some punk vibes to it too. Check it out. Good shit.
Nice.
Ooh, the song of the blackbird is mighty clear on a morning such as this.
So this is the 23rd from the left. Revocation.
Yep.
Yep.
I think the new Revocation is silly, man. I like it.
I do. I love it.
Yeah,
Dude, Godforsaken is fucking. Yeah, that came from the Outer Ones tour a couple years ago. So
nice.
Yep.
Nice.
But that's the 23rd shirt in my closet. There's I have 2 6-foot-long fucking PVC pipe in that other room. It's full. It's like I'm out of room.
I need more space.
Dude, I love the Revocation. I'm such a huge fan of that band.
Oh yeah, me too. Dave Davidson is this generation's guitar hero, 100%.
It goes like this.
I like that guitar.
I have to preface it with I have so many shelves, man. Jammin John's been here. He'll attest to that. I have shelves everywhere with CDs on them all throughout the complex here. The Metal-O-Mania complex.
It is my understanding a compound.
So I literally just went into the upstairs studio earlier, and the 23rd from the left, from the start of the top shelf, is Algebra, the Cherub Terra release that came out just this past September, in fact. And it's such a great album. I don't know if if you guys are on the Algebra thing yet, but man, their Swiss badassery.
You made it clear to stay the fuck away.
Algebra, man, it's a perfect blend of thrash meets death. Good stuff.
I suck at math.
Who goes to a math conference to get laid?
The last album that has gone into your collection, the very last album you've added to your collection, gentlemen.
Actually, for me, Nick and I went and saw a show in Tiffin, Ohio a couple months ago, and there's a guy down there, Josh, that owns a store called Under the Surface Records. I just told him I'd plug him because I want to. So
yeah, good stuff.
We love him.
But yeah, in there I found a copy of Nails, You Will Never Be One of Us. I didn't own that yet, but it was like $9, and I was like, yeah, done.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a steal.
I'm a big Nails fan, and I just thought that was super cool because like he has some metal there, but like not a real broad selection. I thought it was really super cool to get a Nails album, especially for $9. So that is the last CD to enter my collection, and I would have it here, but I left it in Nick's car, so that's where it is.
So Nick has your nails.
Well, maybe Nick is balls deep inside you.
Nick has my nails.
Nicky Nails. I'm going to call him Necrotic Nicky Nails now.
My sister used to put mustard on his nails when he was little.
See, we're gonna make it happen. There is gonna be we've mentioned nails a couple times now. You're wearing a fucking nails.
Come on, yes.
Windbreaker here. Bring it.
Ready for new music.
Nails.
It's been too
More.
long. It's been.
Let's do it.
No, how long it's been? 7 years.
7 long years ago.
Yeah, besides that one single.
Yeah, so I pre-ordered this album and kind of forgot that I pre-ordered it on Bandcamp. It's another not metal release, but it's the last album that went in my collection because it arrived literally like a couple weeks ago. A artist called the Infinity Frequencies. This album is called Shrine. It's basically dark mall music or like dark elevator music. It's really it's a really fucking acquired taste. It's really odd. But it's really, I found it very inspirational. I love listening to the Infinity Frequencies when I'm writing. So like you always hear about like music fans, they have that certain albums or artists or music, whether it's like movie scores or whatever that they listen to while they were trying to work or think or whatever. That's the Infinity Frequencies for me, and this is their first vinyl release, so I was really stoked to help them like fund it and so they could get it pressed. And I just like forgot about it because I like chipped in last like June or July, and I hadn't heard or look about it until I got a little tracking confirmation that I was in the mail. So, and it plays even better, like because most of their stuff is just on Bandcamp. It plays even better on an analog. So
you refer
great.
to it as evil elevator music. Does that mean it's going to be the soundtrack when you finally make Chopping Mall 2 for me?
Chopping Mall, where shopping costs you an arm and a leg.
It fucking could be, man. It fucking could be. I have a weird love for mall horror films.
Mall aesthetics.
Yeah, mall aesthetic shit.
Did you get a blowjob at a mall once that was really, really good or something? I gotta know.
Yeah, like a cinematic blowjob.
No, I don't think so. I think I maybe got like a handy in a movie theater at a mall, but
there you go.
Like when I was like 16, 17, some shit like that. But.
That counts, man. Hey, and popcorn butter's as good as spit. Anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
This guy's definitely not playing with a full deck.
My last collection, actually, I just bought it literally a couple days ago, was the new Idle Ruin, The Fell Tyrant. Another Aussie band, by the way. My dick is swinging from down under this week as we do the questions here because I'm giving a lot of love to Australia.
Well, aren't we having a super fun time on our trip down under?
I loved their debut EP. I thought it was an outstanding debut as I can remember in quite a long time, so I was super psyched for this release.
I'm very excited for it.
We are scheduled to talk to them soon and have them come on and talk to us on the show about the Fell Tyrant in the very near future. So stay tuned for that. But
nice.
Yeah, man, the Fell Tyrant. I fucking just bought it. I literally haven't even had a chance to fully digest it yet, but I love what I have listened to so far, man. So. I do recommend.
There's so much good shit coming out of Australia.
Oh,
so
dude,
much.
So much, man.
So
They're
much.
just killing it over there.
This is a great time to be alive.
A random pull from your collection.
Well, as I, again, don't have much here, I found a box with like 10 CDs in it.
Sounds random to me.
Decapitated with the Negation.
I love that album.
Fuck yeah.
I feel like not until this last record, not until, what it was, a Cancer Culture, I feel like not until this last record have they sounded truly like they did back in the day.
Dude, the new one is ridiculous, though.
Those first 4 Decapitated albums whoop ass.
All 4 of them, huh?
And
yeah.
Once again, another random find for $9.
What they bargain? That's a bargain for me.
They were just so mean, like so mean sounding back in the day. obviously Sauron's vocals were, I really like him as a vocalist and miss that style. But
yes,
yeah, that Cancer Culture rips too, but the Negation fucking peak, Nihility. Yeah.
Winds of Creation.
Yep.
And Organic
Hallucinosis.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, something like that. All right, they're all designed to fucking trip you up when you try to recommend it.
Yeah, right.
You're right. What's this called? Here, just look at it.
So when I was going through the big CD bin that was left over from the movie and left over from my high school days, I found a really interesting one. It's a demo that came right from the source. You guys familiar with Acid Bath?
Oh, fuck yeah. I love Acid Bath.
I was going to mention them earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, so big fan of Dex Riggs as a vocalist. I actually ordered this directly from him when he was doing the early Dead Boy and the Elephant Men demos and shit, like before they released this guy. And yeah, this is the Song Mechanism EP. It has How Long the Night Was, Blood Music, Dressed in Smoke, and Misadventures of Dope.
That was the misadventures of Dope.
You can see like the CDR, like they just.
Oh yeah.
This is old school as fuck.
Yeah, that's old school, huh?
And I completely forgot. I had all this shit, but I just ordered it directly from the website back in 2004. Some fun. Can't get as
underground, baby. That's what the underground looks like.
That. Yeah. I was like, oh shit, that's a fucking cool find. So I had to share because I figured you guys would probably be Acid Bath fans. So
I love Acid Bath.
I think he knows this.
I got a bunch of old Acid Bath CDs on my countdowns that we just did, those year by year CDs.
Yeah, I noticed you had When the Kite Strings Pop on there for sure in '94. Classic, it's an Acid Bath's kind of like a gateway drug band to some heavier shit.
Which is kind of like the gateway to hell.
My random pull, I went with actually the Casket Robbery new release, man. Are you guys have this yet? Because, oh my God, if you don't. Rituals of Death, I got to see them recently and meet them and see them live. They've been on our show a bunch of times. We did a movie countdown special. In fact, if you look in the liners, Metal-O-Mania is in the liner notes on this motherfucker. I didn't open mine because I'm that guy who does shit like that. But dude, this fucking album, I think Megan's vocals are ridiculous. I think she's better than ever, and I love all their stuff. But I think she's insane on this record. And Corey's guitar work is the changes and the fucking pummelingness of it. Dude, he's got such a unique way of playing, such a unique style, in my opinion, that I think is very much his own. And I love it. I can't stop listening to this fucking record, man, from start to fucking finish. I believe they're going to be a part of the Tennessee Metal Devastation Festival again next year, and they're already a chief reason to go if anybody's already on the fence on that.
Need some help?
Yeah, is there a bus going to Tennessee?
Here's a really fun, kind of crazy coincidence. So basically 7 years ago in my hometown, I directed a music video for Casket Robbery.
Whoa, what?
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, if you click it right now, you'll see director Tim Connery. The whole lineup was different minus Corey, but I think the album was called Evolution of Evil and the song was called Annabelle's Hell. We recorded it in an abandoned warehouse building that was like right next door to my apartment, my loft apartment. And I just did it for those guys as kind of like a That'll be fun to do. Like, you know, why not? It's a fun music video. I haven't done a ton of music videos for a number of reasons. I thought that was crazy that you brought them up.
That is fucking bananas, actually.
Is this a coincidence or what?
This new album, Rituals of Death, is fucking silly. I love it so much. I think she's great, and I think Corey is just insane, man. I think Corey is ridiculous.
They're both super nice people. I've talked to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both really cool.
For that and many other reasons, I recommend that you check out the new Casket Robbery. It is fucking phenomenally good. I'm a big, big fan of it. Big, big fan of that band. All right, so a band or artist that you discovered through social media, Jammin John.
Yep, back when I was doing, still doing What's John Jammin on a regular basis, which I need to get back to, but
yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yep. Yeah, when I was doing What's John Jammin on a regular basis, and I started going on hunts looking for bands, the band Anachronism with their album Orogeny. They're from Switzerland. Nasty death metal, nasty, dark, gloomy. It's like Iron Dissonance meets Hate Eternal.
Whoa.
And it's just gross. Just gross sounding. I'd never heard of these guys. At that time, they only have one record out. I think they have a record coming out later this month. I think Friday, actually, they have a new record coming out.
Awesome.
But, yeah, they are gross. I absolutely adored it. I still jam it all the time. It's just a gross death metal record. Yeah, they're a great band. I'd never heard of them, but they came up in a Spotify playlist, and I remember listening to it. I was doing something else. I was listening to it. I was like, man, this is really fucking good. I went back and clicked on it, and I was like, oh, done, bought.
I think he's saying, take my money.
They took it. They took my money.
Yeah,
and they're about to take my money again.
They're never hesitant to do it, right? That's right.
Right. When this new record drops, they're going to take my money again.
Worth it. Totally worth it.
Again!
When I was on the road last year, I was shooting a bunch of commercial spots for a series of casinos. But a buddy of mine who line produces for me, he loves black metal. Anywho, so I'm on a subreddit that has like black metal memes on Reddit, and there was this meme where SpongeBob has shot himself in the head, and there's just black metal playing, and like here, oh wait,
yeah, that's all.
He's just. That's the whole meme. There's nothing to it, and there was this song in the background, right, by this Mexican black metal band called Nocturnal Depression that I ended up finding because I was like, what the fuck is that song? I've never heard that before. And then I did a deep dive, and I fucking love them. Just a depressive lo-fi black metal.
What a cool way to discover a band, too.
Yeah, it's so fucking random. I sent that meme to Christian and he knew exactly who the band was, too. And I also thought this was kind of just fucking funny. His immediate response to the meme was, finally, I needed that. I hope I find a metal friend like that someday just to say he never sold out. I was like, Jesus Christ.
That's fucked up right there. Is it me? Or is that fucked up?
Like, damn, dude.
My kind of motherfucker there.
Right?
But yeah, so meme. Found a band through meme.
Well, that's something you don't hear every day.
Well, I'm assuming YouTube counts as social media, and that's where I went because I'm going to go right on to my Thralls of Metal pals over there, man, who turned me on to one. I was watching a Thralls of Metal video. Necrotic Nick was talking about a band that one of you guys viewers had turned you on to, man. I'm going to, let me try to say this correctly even. It's called Sompently is how you pronounce it. It's a deathy, doomy,
Oh, yep.
fucking just killer band out of Pomona, California. I was curious by listening to Necrotic Nick talk about it. I was like, fuck, I got to hear whatever he's talking about. The way he's describing it, I got to hear this right now.
Dude, that record's nasty.
That album is fucking nasty. It is elephant nuts heavy.
Wow, that's pretty heavy.
Yep.
I can't stop listening to it.
Yep.
I'll share the title here so people can see it, but it's pronounced Sompently.
Is that how it's pronounced? Because I couldn't pronounce it either. I think I fucked it up because it was on my end of year list.
Dude, I literally went on YouTube to learn how to say it right. So
yeah, and I'm not even trying to pronounce the names, but god damn it, is that record heavy?
Oh, you can't name a single song on it. You can't name any of them.
Oh, this is very hard to read.
The album is called, the one that came out this year, the last one is called Tlaskiltilzili or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
Good luck with that. It's a whole bunch of fucking letters is what it is. But dude, I'm not kidding. I have listened to this album at least every other day since my very first. I got a t-shirt, I got a long sleeve that I had to go and buy just to support this band because I want more from them. I want to make sure. There you go. Fuck yeah, man.
Dude.
I'll
put it in the chat, Tim.
Cool. Yes. I have not been able to write that one down.
Dude, it is so fucking good. This album is one of those, just put it on and just listen to the whole fucking thing, man. You can, there's no weak moment. And it comes at you in just waves of heavy, you know? It's a fucking, it's a beautiful album. I can't get enough of it.
And I promise you, you will love it.
So, I discovered that through you guys, man, through my Thralls of Metal pals. I appreciate you for that.
Hey, you know, we got our ears to the ground.
Fuck yeah.
Deep in the, we buried our heads in the underground, so.
Well, you keep one ear to the ground so I can dangle my butt. Anyway,
in your ear pussies.
So that always exposes one ear. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
Wow. Thanks for that image.
Where do you see your collection progressing in the next 5 years based on prices, etc.?
I mean, you know, I'm guilty. I need to get back into collecting albums again. I've been collecting merch for the last couple of years, and I've kind of neglected collecting albums because fucking Spotify is magical.
It's too easy. Yeah, it's too fucking easy. It's too fast.
I mean, I just need to get back into collecting albums. Dropped a lot of money on merch. There's 250 shirts in there, and there's hats and fucking hoodies and flags, and like I just got out of collecting albums, and I think, you know, the social media has something to do with that, unfortunately. You know, I can't afford to buy this album right now, but here it is on YouTube, or you know, waiting to get paid. Can't do this yet, but here it is on Spotify. And then it just so happens that you don't end up buying music, and that's not on purpose. I've been collecting CDs for a long time too. I mean, none of us are Necrotic Nick. He has 10,000 CDs. That's, you know, Nick has more records than most record stores do.
Right.
Well, he might have a problem, but you know, there's not much you can do about it now, is there?
I need to start buying albums again. I'm guilty of not buying records as much as I should. So, and it's not that I can't afford it. It's just, you know, social media has made it incredibly accessible to get albums. And I mean, even streaming on something like YouTube or Spotify, people are actually probably getting paid more with streams on YouTube than they are from actual record sales anyway, which is unfortunate.
Very.
Our world is upside down.
I see myself adding more CDs to my collection, but it probably won't be what it used to be.
Times have changed, you know what I mean?
Plus, you know, you get so many of these bands from overseas, you know, buying a record from Australia, you wait, you know, 6 weeks for it to get here.
Right. You're right. I mean, that's very true. I share Nick's love and maybe OCD nature with ownership. I do like to, it's a collection thing. So
yeah,
for sure.
You think it's healthy to obsessively collect things?
So you're going to actually, even with prices going up, though, your answer is you're going to increase your amount of buys. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. That's
Because
good
if
shit.
a record's good, I don't give a fuck what it costs.
Yeah, right on.
You know, like, it
1,000%.
is with any of this shit. You know, I don't give a crap that I'm spending $30 a shirt.
Right. It's all passion
love it.
project shit. Right.
Right. I love it. So I'm going to keep fucking buying it. Who cares?
It's where my money goes.
Yeah.
I can't buy prostitutes anymore. But anyway,
well, not with that attitude, Chris.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Police are warning local prostitutes to stay off the streets.
What about you, Tim? Is finances and such reflective on your future purchasing, or?
No, I'm gonna fucking, like, the past year and a half, I just started collecting music again. With this collection you see back here, I would say maybe only 20 of the 100 or so records, the vinyl that I own now, I had before the past year and a half. I'm trying to like build like a legacy collection of like stuff that I just like couldn't live without if I don't know, if you know, the whole world like went dark and the internet went down, and
I'm running
you know,
on
like,
a generator.
these are the albums that I want to be able to access and hold and touch. And you know, you see it more so with video streaming, where the rights go in and out and you don't know where to find a fucking movie. That's kind of emblematic of like, how long, you know, music has it figured out a little better than the film world or the television world does, in which case you can go on Tidal or Spotify and find most things.
You might say just about everything.
But man, just like, you know, we keep kind of coming back to that White Ward record, just being able to, there's something so personal about holding it again, like, and getting back into record collecting, you know, because I used to be a big CD collector, got out of that, and now I've kind of shifted to vinyl.
Vinyl still shreds.
It just being able to hold it and see the artwork and see the deliberate choices made with the artwork. It's just like part of the experience that everyone that's listening to this shit on Spotify is missing out on. Like there's a statement to be had, at least in some of these projects, in the artwork, in the liner notes, and all this stuff that people are. I firmly believe they're missing part of the experience of it. So that, and it's just been really fun. You know, me and my now wife, as of you know, 25 days ago, Claire.
My congratulations to you both.
One of our things that we love doing on Saturdays is I'm just like, go pick something that we haven't listened to that you're curious about, and she will. And you know, we'll just listen to it while she will be having coffee, I'll be having my bubbler. But it's been a fun, you know, thing. And eventually, you know, I think, you know, we're gonna have kids and shit, like being able to do that with a kid, like someday, where just be like, hey, like go pick something that looks interesting to you, and I'll tell you about it, and we'll listen to it together. I think I just love that.
Yes, it's very cool.
So that's kind of where I see this collection probably doubling. Again, music is like my number one hobby. So spending money on it, that kind of shit, like, is a given. Like, I have to, you know?
Yeah.
That's a compulsion.
It's almost a trick question, because anybody who's going to take the time to answer these questions is the same people who are never going to give up their love for this. You know what I mean? Like,
in for a penny and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, between my T-shirts, my CDs, which I am still a CD collection, because I agree very much with what you were saying, Tim. I respect Spotify and some of those things for what they do, but you are not having a full feel of the release. For me, it still goes back to my early teenage days. I want to buy it. I want to hold it in my hand. I want to at least several listens where I played in the order that they gave it to me. You know, I want to hear it from the beginning of the CD to the end of the CD. I want to go to the lyrics along with it if they're in the CD. I want to look at the art. I want to see who the fuck they think to the liner notes. I'm that guy.
You must be the other guy.
I don't want to put it out there to record producers that you could charge me $100 and I'd still pay it, but I mean, I might.
Sure.
I remember being at the stores, you know, Best Buy, our local Best Buys, and before that, I forget the name of it, but CDs came out on Tuesdays.
Yep.
And I would be there every fucking Tuesday with a significant amount of my paycheck.
Every single week.
Yep, I miss Tuesday releases.
Me too, man. I love now it's all Fridays and online and all that stuff, and you're missing something. But I would be there Tuesday with cash in hand, ready to spend a huge part of my paycheck on the new stuff that was coming out, and I would still be doing that, and I still do that.
Yeah, guilty as charged.
When I first started collecting, I would take my paycheck from my 9-to-5 job and march over to Allied when I got off of work in the morning and spend the $150 on
I get it.
CDs and just fucking stacks and stacks of CDs.
Listening to them forever.
And I miss that about myself.
I miss that guy.
A new release you didn't buy this year based on price. It kind of falls into what we were just talking about, so I guess we'll bleed a little out of that question a little here.
Once again, I'm not really concerned about price. If I want the album, I'm going to go get it. I don't care.
Yeah,
and it's
agreed.
been that way since I started buying CDs and collecting CDs and merch and really any of it. I don't give a crap. If I want it, I'm fucking buying it. If I have the money in my pocket for it, guess what?
That shit is mine.
Right, it's mine. Take it. This is mine. Taking my ball and I'm going home.
Goddamn right. I'm going to do bong hits and listening to this motherfucker.
He likes to get stoned, listen to music, and fall asleep.
Yep.
There's one I'm like on the fence about. I'm probably gonna end up fucking buying it. It's the DSI, the Roadrunner Years collection on vinyl. It's everything from the Feasting the Beast EP to In Torment in Hell. It's like $220 on Eric's website. I'm probably gonna end up buying it. I haven't pre-ordered it yet, so that I think that counts as an answer to this question, right?
Yeah.
But
it's calling me and I must have it.
Yeah, I mean,
I might buy that too.
I love all those fucking records a lot. Even In Torment in Hell.
Not my favorite, but it's a good one.
I got some of them on CD right here. This is fucking some of the first.
Yeah.
I think I had a copy of In Torment in Hell before I had any of the classics, honestly.
I think it's out of order.
Glenn Benton signed because I went to a Catholic high school. He signed my my school ID on the back of it, and he wrote "Nuns have no fun." So, and then signed it. So
yeah, baby.
Back when I was 15, I think is when I went to that show. So
he's a trip. Glenn Benton's
yeah,
a trip.
He's something. He's kind of a basket case, but gotta love him, you know. One of the OGs of that Florida death metal scene. Music would not be the same. Metal music would not be the same without him.
Very true.
Love fucking Dechristianize, that Vital Remains record that he does vocals on. That's one of my favorite albums of all time. So many amazing riffs.
Vital Remains kills.
They really do.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had the problem with an album or anything like that, but where I would shift my focus on this answer is some of the ticket sales have gone bananas, brother.
Jesus.
Dude, the Metallica show, are you fucking kidding me? Those prices are the prices that Metallica themselves would have bitched about 20 years ago. They would have said, fuck assholes for charging you that shit.
Right.
Like, it's crazy. Dude, there's $1,000 seats to Metallica shows. Are you kidding me?
Is this a fucking joke here?
Some of these festivals, dude, that Motley Crue hair metal thing that came through recently, they were wanting like $400 and $500 a ticket for that shit. The price for nostalgia, holy shit, it's gone up. I mean, I'm blown away. I know that some vinyl right now is a little high because I guess the vinyl itself is hard to get. You know, apparently there's a shortage. So I'll somewhat get that, and I assume that that's a problem that will eventually fix itself. But this ticket sale shit is out of control. It's out of control right now, man. I want to go see your band, but I'm not paying a fucking $500 to do it. That's crazy.
We're trying to coop money from the pandemic.
Right.
Robbery is the likely motive.
So, like, I can understand why, like,
so are the
smaller
rest of
bands.
us.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
right.
Something's got to give. Metallica, I think, it's they're preying on like Gen Xers who now have money.
150,000%.
Yep, I definitely think some of it's greed because I mean, look at MDF. Even after the pandemic, those tickets were $250 for fucking 3 days for how many bands? 55 bands. Like, really?
Right.
$1,000 for Metallica?
$1,000.
You know, I'll pay $300 to go to MDF for 4 days and watch 30 bands. I'll pay $400. I might even pay $500 for it.
All right, well, let's move on to our final question here today, gentlemen. And again, I must take the opportunity to thank you both so much for spending your time with me, man. I know time is valuable, and I appreciate you giving me some.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
Yeah, they had great time.
No more a commodity than time in this life, my friends. So
I really appreciate you guys doing this.
Absolutely.
Yep.
A song that doesn't belong or a song that lets an album down. This one was tough for me too, to be honest. I had to really put in some thoughts on this one. So I'm going to even go anti-metal with my answer as how fucking hard it was for me. But go ahead.
Wow.
Well, that's very interesting.
I mean, mine was difficult. It took me a little while to think about it, but the song "Wait" off of the new Rivers of Nile record.
Okay. I'm still devouring.
I get what they're trying to do, but that was a really, really hard shift, and I don't think that song makes any sense on that album because it's the only one of its kind. It's more mellow. They're sing-songing. There's not a lot going on.
Let me. What the fuck is this shit? I don't believe what I'm hearing.
Great. If you want to take your band into a prog direction, great. I think it was a little hard shift, but even so, that record wasn't bad, but that song fucking sucked.
Dog shit.
Okay.
A brown egg in the dozen box.
I'm a Rivers of Nile fan. That's great. Hat, it's great. But that song, they should have maybe waited another record to go maybe a full hard shift and then put something like that on it. I think that song, I don't get it.
That doesn't fit.
I don't get
There's
it.
something about the work in general that just feels like not cohesive to me. Like they weren't, I don't know, like when they were writing the album, they were just like not really collaborating in the fullest sense. It just doesn't feel like the vision doesn't feel as tight as Where the Owls Know My Name.
Agreed.
And also the production itself is a little, maybe by design, like cold and like it's lacking some warmth from their previous records. It just, I don't know. It's
I know, it's a bit messy.
I wonder what was going on with the band while they were writing it. And
well, you figured their lead singer just left. He just quit. Basically, you can tell that there was some tension anyway, because if you listen to that record, I'm not really sure what you were trying to do there. Like, obviously Owls was taking more of a prog metal shift, but like this just seems like it's a collection of songs that they were just like, fuck it, let's just put it out. Here we are.
Yeah. Finish the quadrilogy.
Okay. Now we're done with that. What do we do for the rest of the afternoon?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Unfortunately. A low point to end on.
Did you write these questions, Chris?
No, if you go on YouTube right now, almost every fucking metal channel is doing some sort of answering of the questions.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to criticize Metal Tag then, because I'm not familiar with this, because they're ending on such a down note. You don't usually do that with interviews or I'm like, because I was like, I hate shitting on a band last.
To close things out.
To close off this awesome time we've had together, let's shit on a band.
That's a good point, actually. I do think that's a great point, actually. Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Like, it should have ended on, like, where do you see your collection going? That kind of feels like a better final, because we all had something kind of, like, informative and positive to say. I don't know, just thinking about that, because I love this band that I'm about to talk about, but this song just fucking sucks. And it feels like a South Park song.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Like, someone's, like, making fun of this band, like the South Park writers are. Talking about my love for black metal. It's the U.S. black metal artist Panopticon. one man kind of show. He lives up in the Minnesota area these days, and 2 years ago did a double album called The Scars of Man on the Once Nameless Wilderness. One side is typical heavy atmospheric black metal that we've known to love from Panopticon, and then the other side leans completely into his like dark folk roots that he's dabbled with on like Odd Maternal and Kentucky. So the song "The Itch" on side 2 of "Scars of the Man" on Once Nameless Wilderness, such a long name. It just I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. There's other songs that are like a full blown like folk song on here, like "Echoes in the Snow," which is an example of this style done absolutely fucking right.
Screams, echo in the snow.
Which is about a guy who's overworked and he's driving home in a blizzard and gets in an accident. It's an amazing, incredible song, and it precedes "The Itch," which does the style in just the worst way. Like some of the lyrics, like it's a super political song, which isn't like too far from like he's leaned into political stuff, and I agree with, you know, I lean left, but like some of the lyrics, like for new jobs in a stronger economy, bring back American jobs from distant foreign shores, when for years you sent them overseas, adopt a conservative agenda, attack your predecessor. Like, listen to the song. It just sounds like a parody of, it literally sounds like a South Park song. Like, you know,
right. Like a Rachel Maddow rant with fucking music.
Well, and it's not even, it's just like the lyrics just seem so like, just like the dumbed down version of, and coming off of such a high of "Echoes in the Snow," which is a simple like Midwestern tragic story. Like that's like exactly what I want to hear on like a modern like black metal folk record. To just like, I don't know, it holds that whole fucking side 2 back. I skip it every time, and I feel bad because I love listening to albums front to back.
Me too.
I don't know why it was included. It should have been a B-side or a bonus track or something.
Right.
Or not at all.
If I forget who the guy's actual name is, but if he ever watches this, I'm sorry. I love your music still, but that fucking song sucks.
Bring back American jobs from distant foreign shores, when for years you sent them off overseas.
The next time you pull a stunt like that, I'll drill 2 holes through your dick so that when you pee, it shoots out in all different directions. You got it?
The Itch is a bitch.
The Itch is a bitch. I skip it every time, and I love that fucking double album.
Well, and that's how I read the question too, is what album do you play, and every time a song comes up you skip it.
God, I hate this fucking song.
The answer that came to my mind immediately, and I know this is not a metal answer, is "Dancing in the Streets" from Van Halen's Diver Down. I fucking love Van Halen. I love Van Halen. People who know, I don't like Van Hagar. I wasn't much of a fan of that, but to this day, every year, on the first sunny day that announces spring, I play Van Halen all day long. It's tradition for me.
Won't you tell me where have all the good times gone? Where have all the good times gone?
But dude, I hate the song "Dancing in the Streets" with a fucking passion. And the fact that it's on such a great album as Diver Down is such a killjoy for me, man. I have literally spent my whole life. I have memories of back in the day playing like CDs and running from inside to skip that song. You know what I mean? And it's because I hate it so much. My buddy Nick, who also is a buddy of ours here local, told me that he would kill me if I didn't mention "Quest for Fire" off of Iron Maiden's Peace of Mind. He fucking told me that he hates that song, and apparently a lot of people hate "Quest for Fire" off of "Peace of Mind," an otherwise brilliant album. So that's my other mention. But I had to at least dig out one metal one. So I know not a lot of people love the newest Macabre. I do. I think Carnival of Killers is a kick-ass album. I like it. I know a lot of Macabre fans seem to shit on it or whatever. I think it's fun. I even dug the stupid Them Dry Bones cover.
Them bones, you can buy bones, don't feel at Dr. Holmes' door.
But I skip that song Stinky every single fucking time. That song is so fucking stupid. It's annoying. It's repetitive. It's so fucking dumb that every single time I listen to that album, I'm like, yeah, skip that. I can't do that.
The lyrics are amazing.
That song is dumb.
Yes, it is.
But
I did like that album.
But yeah, I love that album though, man. I'm a huge Macabre fan. Huge Macabre fan. So
I'm a big fan.
And it's song number 4 too. You know what I mean? So it's like right there in your face. It's not even like buried at the end. You know what I mean? It's like 1, 2, 3. I'm really getting into it. Oh fuck, I gotta skip that one.
God damn it!
So, well, there you go, man. I believe we covered the 20 questions, didn't we, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. I got a 21st question. Will you guys come back and hang out with me again sometime in the future?
Oh, 100%. You already know.
Fuck yeah.
You already know the answer to that question, Chris. You don't even have to fucking ask it.
I love you, folks.
Can't talk. You don't even have to ask that question, man. Just hit me up and say, hey, you want to get online and do something? And I'll be like, yeah, let's do it.
Well, let's count down porn stars and positions. Anyway.
Come on, there's something perverted about that.
But before we get out of here, though, man, please, John, tell them how to copy, how to follow you, how to stay on top of what you're doing, how to make sure they're Thralls of Metal fucking legionnaires.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Chris hit the nail on the head. Really, all you got to do is hit up Thralls of Metal on YouTube. We're also on Instagram. We're also on Facebook. There is content coming out pretty much on the daily, and there has been for the last 4 years. I think we release a video pretty much every day.
I don't know how you do it.
If you are super curious about how to find new metal bands or to hear us talk about the things you already love, come hit us up. We're always there. Always.
Show your support!
Thralls of Metal on YouTube, Thralls of Metal on Instagram, Thralls of Metal on Facebook. We got the Denver Death Fest coming that Thralls of Metal is hosting. We're on week 2 of those band announcements. We just announced Maul is going to come play, dude. I'm so fucking stoked. But yeah, we're hosting Denver Death Fest on 420 in fucking
420
Denver.
in Denver.
Come on now.
Oh,
It doesn't
yeah.
get a lot cooler than that. And I think the 3-day passes are only $60.
Dude, I'm going to be there, bro. I'll be there.
And I will be there to watch it.
Tim, tell them how to pick up a copy of Death to Metal so that we can get another movie out of you, man.
You can pick up a copy on Blu-ray or DVD. There's a lot of fun special features on the Blu-ray and DVD, which is worth taking a look of, especially if you're you love still collecting physical media. We kind of talked about that a little bit.
I bought it on Blu-ray myself. I bought that shit. I have a hard copy. I
Yeah.
should have had it in here with me. I apologize.
My bad. Sorry.
No, you're good. So I would recommend picking up a physical copy if that's not your thing, or if you're poor. It's on fucking Tubi for free, so no excuses. You just gotta watch it with a few ads.
Yeah.
We don't make fucking anything off of that, but I don't give a shit. The goal is to get as many people to watch it. So go ahead, don't feel bad. Watch it on Tubi, torrent it. I don't give a shit. You can download it on VOD on all the usual platforms: Amazon, PlayStation, iTunes, Google Play, all that stuff. So it's out there. I'm cooking up another project. It's an anthology horror film. I'm not gonna give too much about it because I'm trying to kind of just like get it done and just drop it, you know, like Beyonce that shit just like out of nowhere.
Fuck yeah.
So I'm keeping it under wraps. But we're cooking. We're about 60% done with the whole project. So hopefully, I would think we wrap production this year and probably drop it sometime next year. So keep an eye for that. You can find me on Instagram at Tim Connery. This is spelled just like Sean Connery. So at Tim Connery.
We should follow them.
Well, yeah, that's how you follow John. That's how you follow Tim. I've said it too many times, so I'll say it one last time. I'm a huge fan of you guys, man. I love you both, man. I appreciate you doing this on a personal level. I do.
Anytime, dude. Anytime.
Yeah, same.
I can watch Thralls of Metal for hours. Dude, I've watched Death to Metal, Tim, about 37 times. So I'm a fan. I love the Slayer jokes.
It's Slayer's best fucking album. question.
Dude, what's with you and Slayer?
I love that it's a metalhead movie made for metalheads, and I implore you, I encourage you, please, man, keep doing what you do, man. I'm a fan of it.
Appreciate it, Chris. Appreciate it. I'm down anytime you want to cook one of these things up and it works out with my schedule. I'm in.
Awesome.
So
I will definitely lean on you both again.
Yes, please do.
Awesome.
We all need somebody to lean on.
We all need. Okay, but I won't do a terrible rendition of that. Instead, I'll just say, I love you fuckers. I love you Metal-O-Maniacs. And this has been our 20 questions of the Metal Tag 2023 version with me and my friends.
Those three must be destroyed.
This just in. Scientists have discovered that once you've been infected by Metal-O-Mania, there is no cure. Contact Scully right away for more and more metal to feed the dragon.
This is Zog from Anger Rot, and you're listening to Metal-O-Mania with Crypt and Scully.
What's up, everybody? Billy Milano here from Method of Destruction MOD as we get ready to tour. I want you to know that you're listening to Metal-O-Mania with Chris and Billy fucking Milano. Tell your mom I said hi.